Good morning. Well, welcome this morning. My name is Brent Williams. I'm the Associate Dean for Executive Education and Outreach in the Sam M. Walton College of Business at the University of Arkansas. So we really are pleased to see such a wonderful group here this morning for the Global Interdependence Center event. And we are really excited as the Walton College to be partnered with this group. Michael, thank you so much for partnering with us. Jill, for all your work as well. And, playing a little bit off the theme of the event, location matters. When you think about the Walton College and the University of Arkansas and the great story that you've seen coming out of our university, particularly over the last 10 or 15 years, location has just been an absolute key to that success. When you think about the growth of the university and then specifically drilling down to the Sam M. Walton College of Business, if you don't really know our story, maybe just let me give you just a few tidbits and facts about the Walton College. We're a top 30 public business school in the U.S. and one that really was set on a great trajectory in the late 1990s via a gift by the Walton family. And the college has just continued to grow and succeed. And part of that is really due to just an absolute world-class faculty. We're really lucky to have many of those faculty in the room today. I actually wanted to recognize a few of them that are in the room. I see we have a faculty member from the Department of Marketing and some from the Department of Accounting and the Department of Finance. So hope you'll get a chance to interact with our faculty throughout the day and enjoy that. Also, maybe tell you a little bit about the students at our college. It's a tremendous place to be right now. We're about 6,000 undergraduate students and about 500 graduate students from all over the country, and specifically really the bulk coming from this region, from Arkansas, Texas, Missouri. And we are really, really proud of the fact that when those students, particularly those undergraduates, leave our program, when they graduate, 90% of them have a job when they graduate, and that's really largely due to this dynamic, vibrant economy that we live in Northwest Arkansas. So we are just pleased and excited and fortunate really to be a part of this. And so when we partnered with GIC, we're partnering through our executive education programs. When you look at the back of your program, you're going to see a couple of our programs that are really important in the way that we interact with business, both our executive MBA and our executive education program. So hope you'll find out more about those and take a look at our website. Well, I want to now introduce Michael Drury. Michael is chairman of GIC, and Michael is going to give us some remarks as well. Michael?
I'd like to thank you all for coming to our first event here in Fayetteville, which we hope will become a regular event on the GIC circuit. GIC, the Global Interdependence Center, is a nonprofit based out of Philadelphia. The Philadelphia Federal Reserve is actually our landlord, and it's good to be associated with the Federal Reserve Bank system. A number of their speakers will be here today and our regular speakers at our events. We are basically a social network of people who are interested in the development of the global economy. And that means everything from monetary and fiscal policy to, as you deal with countries like we do China, we do Latin America, a lot of these places, monetary and fiscal policy is not the issue. It's politics, it's food, it's water, it's education, it's healthcare. There are a number of broad issues. So we like to attack the broad spectrum, and what we're really interested in is developing a network of people who are interested in discussing these issues, some who travel, some stay in the local area, and just having a group that can talk about these issues to each other. I'd like to start by thanking the Walton College as being the sponsor here, and Marianne Greenwood and Greenwood Gerhardt. Brock is here as well. We'd like to thank them for sponsoring the event. I'd particularly like to thank Blythe Eggleston, who helped put this together, and the heart and soul of GIC, Joe Fernito, the executive director. We have after you've had a wonderful time at this event, because I know you will, We'd like to invite you to a number of other events. It's probably a little short notice, but we're doing one in Kyoto on Friday. And then Tokyo on Monday. I'll actually be going to that. Jill will be going to that, so it's a quick exit for some of us. But we do have an event coming up in Philadelphia, our annual fundraiser on December 8th. Then we're in San Diego on money models and digital innovation, basically talking about fintech issues, and that's in conjunction with the University of California at San Diego. And there we'll be giving our Heldring Award for Global Leadership to Eric Rosengren from the Federal Reserve Bank of Boston. Then we do our first international trip of 2018. We'll be doing a two-city trip to Zurich and Frankfurt. In Zurich, we're partnering with the CFAs of Switzerland and the Gottlieb Duttweiler Institute, and in Frankfurt, we're working with the Bundesbank. That event will feature the central bank presidents of Germany, Jens Wiedmann, the governor from France, Francois Villeroy de Gallo, the chief economist of the ECB, Peter Pratt, and the president of the Federal Reserve Bank of Dallas, Robert Kaplan. So I think it will be one of our most outstanding events next year. We return to the United States on February 22nd. We'll be doing Cuba and the Caribbean. Then we have a delegation of 20 members who are going to Argentina to speak with officials there. In March, on March 23rd, we return to Salt Lake City for our 5th annual Bottom Line of Disabilities, speaking about autism and other issues. And then on the April 5th, we return to Sarasota for an update on financial markets. Events that are not mentioned on here, partly because we haven't completed yet. We'll be doing the annual Monetary and Trade Conference back in Philadelphia in April, the Rocky Mountain Economic Summit in Victor, Idaho in July. We have an international event in May, traveling to both Paris and Madrid, and we're working on other events around the world and around the United States. I invite you to go to www.interdependence.org to look up any event. Also, the presentations, many of the presentations from this seminar will be available later this afternoon, this evening on the website. I've probably forgotten something, and Jill will come up and tell me what it is in a moment, but I'd like to introduce our panelists. We've unfortunately had weather issues, and Chris Waller from the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis was not able to make it, but we do have a lot of Fed speakers this morning because we had arranged a panel that basically was the representatives of the Fed from around the central United States. So we're going to move that panel up and have George Kahn, the Vice President Economist from the Federal Reserve Bank of Kansas City. He's going to take over and talk a little bit about monetary policy before he makes some comments about Kansas City, followed by Minay Ugel, who is the Senior Vice President and Senior Research Advisor at the Federal Reserve Bank of Dallas, covering energy and Texas and some talk on the hurricanes. Then to another hurricane-ravaged area, Leslie McClure is who is the executive from the Federal Reserve Bank of Atlanta's Birmingham branch, is going to talk. We'll talk a little about Florida there. Then Kevin Cleason, business economist and research officer from the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis. And finally, Thomas Wallstrom, business economist from the Federal Reserve Bank of Chicago. So I have what I'd like to call the Walmart Fed here, covering the center of the United States. I've asked Bill Dunkelberg, who is a past chairman of the Global Interdependence Center and the chief economist of the National Federation of Independent Businesses, to come up after that and fill a little bit and talk about small businesses and what is it, this tax reform thing that you guys are concerned about? At any rate, then we'll break for lunch as expected, 11:45 in the afternoon. We hope we'll go off as scheduled. Thank you so much for coming. We will start. I'm going to ask George to come up. We're going to come up one at a time rather than make them all sit up here through the entire presentation. Thank you.